Hey everyone, welcome back to the Art to Life podcast. I'm super excited today to dive into a conversation with Adriene Anne. He's a travel content producer. I came across his work when I was in Morocco and I was staying at the Janam Tamzna. It's one of the locations that we teach workshops. And I was looking at their Instagram account, Janam Tamzna, the boutique hotel where we were staying, and I saw some epic content, some amazing videos, and it was storytelling, and it was so beautifully shot, and it so captured the feeling of this place that I wanted to find out more, and everything led back to Adriene Anne. He's, as I said, he's a travel photographer, travel content producer. But what's cool is he works with his girlfriend, Rita Cardosa, and they do storytelling and are traveling all around the world. And I've caught up to him. He's right now in Portugal. And thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome. It's really nice to be here too. And always a pleasure to talk with new people about traveling and content creation.
Well, I love both of those. I love travel. I love new places, but it's always it's an art to capture places and capture the feeling of places, and you both do that so beautifully.
It's been a long time that we practice how to showcase only the beautiful part of a place, which is not really easy at first, but now we got this eye because we trained it for a long while. And sometimes you're like, okay, this plastic thing, we need to remove it, or this is on the side. I don't like to Photoshop or create like AI content and all that. I prefer to get really natural light and a proper image of what people can see. Actually, we might pop a little bit the color or everything, but we don't really change it.
It's almost like a dream. That's what it reminds me of. It's fantasy. I mean, it's real, but I get why you're so sensitive to curating the places that you shoot.
Yeah. We look before, we are always searching for new places. It's so complicated for us to find like the right place. We've been to so many different like restaurants and other hotels and stuff, but it needs to have this momentum of the light at the same time as the place and all the flowers, everything. It's like it's really complicated to get this right moment. And when I work with hotels, it's so complicated because I need more time than other content creators because I don't fake anything. I use natural light. Instead of a 1 night stay or 2 night stays, we will need like maybe 3 to 4 nights to really capture the right moment. Maybe seeing it first one time and then preparing and catching it. So it's a lot of work behind. It looks like a few seconds just shot like this. It's true. Like a lot of people come to me, I would love to do what you do, but they don't see all the behind.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, all the work behind it. This is next level content production. This is not just shooting a beautiful hotel. It's storytelling, and I'm curious how do you describe what this has to feel like for you? How does this? Your work has a feeling, and it's so beautiful. It's poetic. It's emotional. How do the two of you describe, like, no, man, we has to be like this? Like, how do you describe what you're after?
So, we don't really look for I don't know, it's not like an emotion, it's like a momentum. Like it's really during the day, there is moments like, usually it's the one hour after, it's a sunrise and the sunset basically, but 1 hour after and 1 hour before the sunset. So 1 hour after the sunrise, 1 hour before the sunset. These moments are all already magical with just the light, because it gives this orange style light. Well, in Morocco, it's different. In Morocco, you can shoot all day long. The light is amazing. It's like San Diego. There is a few places in the world where the light is always amazing. But usually, if you want to shoot and something really beautiful, just capturing during the golden hour is the easiest. After, if you have like good material, you can shoot also the blue hour, which is the hour before the sunrise and the hour after the sunset, which is also magical, but it's really complicated to capture with just a phone, because we work with just an iPhone. So that's
all your content's shot with an iPhone.
I'm still ambassador for Lumix, so the cameras, but it's too complicated to travel with a drone, with a camera, with lenses, with like a gimbal and all that. So I just switched to just this, and yeah, we create all the content with it, because it's amazing now how you can do beautiful content with just a phone. It's really amazing.
I know that there's like on the more recent phones, there's that cinematic sort of setting. Maybe that's not even something. Just the focus. And are you using?
I don't use that.
You don't use that.
No, because this is fake. So basically, they add some blur, and sometimes blur blurs what shouldn't be blurred. So I don't use that. But I try to shoot at the right time. So if I shoot like right before, like 1 hour before sunset to 30 minutes before sunset is really the perfect time. After, it gets a bit grainy, depending on the place. So it's all about this too. Like this, it's crazy because the momentum is just like 30 minutes in the day, and you plan everything for this moment that you can't fuck up, and you're like, oh no. It's like so much pressure when I'm filming, but yeah, I'm always happy with the results after. I'm like, wow, it's really, really cool.
Wow. So tell me, and you guys have to see the work that him and his girlfriend, Rita, do together, because she's an integral part to a lot of the content. I mean, I know you're shooting on roller skates and she's running. And was that something that you guys developed together? I mean, you say you've been doing this 4 years together?
Yeah. So basically, I'm a pro skater as a background. So I've been skating all over the world. That's how I got like this travel bug, like I really wanted to travel more and do more and keep skating. So that's a good way to switch from pro skater to content creator. And Rita, we started to film a few times when she runs, and people really liked it. And if she posted something else, it wouldn't perform that much. So we realized that's what her community really liked. And so we pushed it. And then it became like, why is she running? Like, like the motion as well. Because if you show a place, even if it goes fast and there is nobody running or moving fast forward in front, you don't realize that it's real. I film on skates. If people don't see that, they think that it has been accelerated in post-production. We can show in real life that she runs at the same time as I film. You can't fake someone running. That's why we found this way to showcase this movement, that it cannot be replaced. Only a FPV drone could do it, but not as good, because flying low with optical is really complicated. Only a few people can do it. So filming on skates this way, it's really like magical, because it's not something that we can see. If you swipe on like Instagram, you're gonna see a lot of video people running and stuff, but never like really close up following. So people don't realize the work or what it is. When now we show it a little bit, they just see something different, but they don't understand.
I know.
They don't understand why it's different. And they're like, wow, it's so cool. But why is it so cool? It's just because not a lot of people can do it or show it,
Yeah, it's just something we've never seen before. I was watching the one of Rita running down those steps, and you were, I mean, so you were it's rollerblading, right? I mean, it's skating, but it's rollerblading. And you were kind of going up the steps, so moving in one direction, and she's moving in another direction. And it's the confluence of those two, the movement is what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, it was in this one was in Sydney, and we were shooting for a hotel for beautiful destinations and beautiful hotels. And I decided, like Rita had like a brand new dress that she had to shoot for, and I said, okay, let's do like a sunrise, and we go explore next to the hotel, and I'm sure we're gonna find something. And we went there, and we're like, oh, nobody. It's crazy. It's like the most popular place in Sydney, and there was no one, and the light was perfect. I was like, oh, we need to shoot now. We didn't know what to shoot. I was like, okay, I'm on skate. I need to do something. You need to have movement. So we started shooting this, and I was like, oh, wow, the light is really cool. Let's do it. And we shot. We had a lot of shots, and then we sent to the brand, and the brand said, no, we don't like it. Okay, that's fine. And then I started to show like the behind the scene at this time, and it was really blowing up on my Instagram. So I was like, maybe I should also film like a backup version to show how I filmed it, and maybe I will post it later. And that's what I did, like maybe 6 months after, and I posted, and it went viral, like 16 million views or something.
Really? And so that kind of virality, I mean, that's amazing. 60 million people watched it.
16, yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
crazy.
How do you shoot, you and Rita? Like, do you have a third person to help shoot the background?
No, I wish. Sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I should like hire someone, but it's quite complicated.
Yeah.
Creating content is so uncertain. You don't know what you're gonna make with it. If you're gonna make money, if you're gonna get deal with it after going viral. I can find ideas to go viral, but then you need to monetize it to turn it into your lifestyle. Otherwise, you need to keep a second job on the side. That's what I
Yeah.
do. So I do like community management for some hotels and restaurants. So I manage their Instagram on the side as well, just to be safe to have something every month. But yeah, it's complicated to have a third person all the time with us. And also for
Yeah.
the hotels, it's really complicated because we do deals with hotels where we stay just two people. It's one room. It's easy. If you add another room every time, they're gonna be like, yeah, it's high season or whatever. They will find excuses easily.
Yeah.
So we use a tripod, and then in post production, I add a little zoom so it looks like someone is filming, or I can do
Ah,
this on the side like this. Yeah.
I see. So you just film from one vantage point. You just put a camera on and let it. Is that an iPhone as well?
Yeah, iPhone as well. So I have like the 14 Pro Max and 13 Pro Max. So I put the 13 Pro Max for the backup, and the BTS. Yeah, it works well, and it's 4K 60, so I can slow mo, I can zoom, no problem.
Yeah. 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 Wow. And so tell me how did you meet Rita, and how did this you guys start working together and everything?
Well, it's a long story. So I was working for one Instagram account called Riyadh Lovers, and it showcased all the beautiful riads in Morocco. And I was looking for it, and I always look like hashtag Riyadh or something at the time to find some more content. And I found a photo of Rita and a friend of her in a riad, but the photo was nothing special. So I was like, maybe I'm gonna check her account, because usually people do 2 or 3 riads when they visit Morocco. So maybe she has other photo of the same riad or another one. So I got to her profile, and I really liked it. I was like, wow, it's like the energy, like it was really cool. Like I really liked it, and I was like, okay, maybe I should talk to her. I'm like, no, okay, let's move on. And I kept on looking for riads and stuff, and I'm like, dude, no, I'm gonna go. And I went and I said, hey, I'm Adrian. I didn't even have a lot of followers or anything. I was just like just a random guy, like talking to her, like, hey, yeah, I really like the energy on your account and blah blah blah. I don't know what I felt. I just said it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see,
Yeah.
and what's gonna happen.
Where was she based out of? Where was she based
In
out of?
London.
Okay.
London. Yeah. So then she replied. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then we talked for like maybe a month or a month and a half or something. And then I was like, okay, you know what, Rita, I'm going to Morocco to shoot for clients, and I will need a model. I have a photographer with me. I'm going to be the videographer, and I need a model. So if you want, you come, and everything is planned, and you stay with us, no problem. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. She bought the tickets. She like a few days before, she went on the website for the company, said, okay, I'm leaving, blah blah blah. She did the check-in, everything. I'm like, okay. So we had the flight number, we knew, and the day before she said, I'm not coming. I'm like, what? Why you're not coming? And then my family is freaking out. Like my mom is crying, my uncle sent me videos of human trafficking. And
she got scared.
I cannot come. Like, yeah. So she lost her ticket, and she said, okay, if you really want to meet me, just come to London. So I was living in Strasbourg next to Germany. And so I did this trip in Morocco. As soon as I landed in Strasbourg, the day after I was in London. And I arrived and I saw her mom straight up, and I said, so I'm real.
Yes.
And then since then, like Rita moved in with me in Strasbourg for a few years. And then now we are nomads, so we travel, because there was no sense to keep an apartment and leaving it empty. Like we were never there. So
you're nomads. You guys are together and you're creating content and you're just traveling around the world based on what you want to shoot, but I imagine it's also directed by clients now.
Yeah, now it's a bit more like clients as well. So like we just got contacted now to go to India, for example. So we need to see if it fits our schedule. But yeah, we have a lot of demand as well now that we are growing our following. So it's good in a way and bad in another one, because there's less moment of freedom, or like, okay, let's go to this place and explore. Maybe we're gonna still do it. I still want to do it, but yeah, now it's more like we need to program a bit in advance our schedule and everything, which we never did. We were always last minute.
Yes, yeah. And
cheap flight, let's go.
Yeah, do you, like, let's say you're going to India to do a shoot somewhere. Obviously, there's so many places to go in India. Do you spend time, do you explore also? Do you build that in?
Well, for this client, for example, it would be just going to the resort, shoot the resort, and that's it. Like if we want to extend our stay, so because they pay for the flight and everything, so we create the content there, we give the assets, they keep it. So that's stuff that people don't see on Instagram. That's stuff that we do usually with clients for their own account or on the website. So we give all the assets, and then we can ask for an extra 15 days or a month's stay, for example. And then we find other collaborations, or we pay a stay somewhere, and we keep on visiting, because we don't want to stay in a place for just 3 days or 4 days. That's in Sydney, for example, we were supposed to stay for like 3 days at the beginning. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fly all the way to Sydney to stay for 3 days. No way. So we extended for like 15 days or something. It was good. Usually we stay for a month. A month is a good time to visit, get a little bit of the culture, like knowing the vibe.
Yeah. And what are some of the places that you've loved going? Like, what are some of your favorite places? I mean, what's so cool is that you go to these exotic places, but you're also staying in gorgeous hotels and retreat centers, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like we've been to places I would never thought I would stay at. Like we went to the Maldives. It's I don't know how much it was, but it was like so expensive, like maybe $20,000 a night or something like this. Like crazy prices, like stuff I would never imagine staying at. Like this, but we also discovered some places like Mozambique. We went to Mozambique. Rita's mother is originally from there, so we went for Christmas there, and we said, okay, we're gonna try to find places there, and we found a really cool hotel, Anantara Bazaruto, and wow, it was amazing. It's like the Maldives, but it's in Africa. So yeah, it was really cool to discover this place too. But this one was on our own, and we discussed with them through emails and WhatsApp, and we dealt with them to stay there. It was really cool.
What a crazy life you've created for yourself. I mean, you're just basically paid to travel all over the world and stay in amazing spots.
Yeah, but because anybody can do what they want, but you need to create something around it. It's really complicated. And Instagram was there at the right moment also to help me with this and pushing me towards this direction. And everybody has the tools now with all we have on internet, like ChatGPT and all that. You can always find a way to like license your art or like explore the world. There's so many ways now to get paid for what you're doing. By licensing is a good way for like musicians, content creators, photographers, like all that. When it comes to art, you can also have like millions of people seeing your art now that were not passing by before,
Yeah.
Internet is like so big, like YouTube, it is a place like, okay, I want to talk about a subject and I keep on going consistently for days, for months. People are going to catch up and you're going to create a community. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's consistency is really the key, because sometimes people start, they put a lot of effort, they see that it doesn't work and they stop. But it's really hard to start as a creative, to get there, to get them to monetize your art. But it's hard at the beginning. While on the other side, you can take a simple job. It's going to be easy at the beginning, but it's going to be hard at the end.
Yes. It'll drain you. Yeah.
Exactly. The path is different. I choose the hard one at the beginning, and now it's getting,
I love how you describe that. That's absolutely true. And it's, this is for so many creators, and to spend some time exploring what brings you alive and what you want to do, and try to get that going, because there's so much energy around it. And man, if you can be consistent with it and start putting that out, and there's lots of people in this world that are interested,
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, you can create, I don't know, like arts with matches, for example. And you start this and you play every day with it, and you get better at it every day, and you get recognized on Instagram for sure. Like anything, you pick something that you like, you love, you do, and you showcase in the right way. You learn how to showcase it as well, and you make profit out of it. But of course, it's not easy at the beginning, and maybe it's going to take 3 years, maybe 5, maybe 10 to take off.
Yeah.
That's why people stop. Consistency is key.
Yeah. Yes. What was you mentioned you have to showcase it in the right way. Was it just, it sounds like it was an iterative process for you, that you tried something and then you noticed a pattern of what people were responding to. And so you leaned into that more. Is that sort of like, what were some of the pivotal ahas that you had around getting your work out there and building a following? I'm so curious.
Yeah, so there are a few things that you need to be aware of, especially on Instagram. Like, people still post sometimes horizontally, while this when you scroll, you don't even see it. It's stupid things like that. Like when you start, you don't know. You just like, okay, I really like videos like this. I'm gonna produce that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it never comes. Like I did so I did a first account that was a travel account where I was filming with gimbal, proper camera, like cinematic and everything. And I was filming when they start videos from 15 seconds to 1 minute. So there was
I
the
remember that.
go
Yes.
to 1 minute. And it was before only 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, ooh, I need to jump on this. And I thought that, oh, okay, I had the thing and I'm going to blow up on Instagram. And nothing. It was really bad. I traveled the world. I filmed really good places in Indonesia, Cambodia, like really cool stuff, like all with the gimbal, really steady. But it didn't work because it was this format. And at the time it was Square. Everything Square was performing, and the photos were performing better because it was a photo app. And then they switched to the video a long time after when it was the Reels. But I was prepared because I did all of that before.
Yeah.
I knew that this format wasn't working, that when it's too long, it's too boring, blah, blah, blah. So I was ahead of everyone on the market because I was also a videographer at the time. And when it came to like doing videography with the phone, I was one of the first one to switch as well, where everybody had still big camera. Oh, but the quality is so different.
Yes, yes.
Well, it's not so different when it's on the phone. It's so small.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, it's like, it's a lot of thing and process before understanding how it works. And then when you post the content, like, okay, I post this photo and you see how it reacts. Some people try one photo on their community. It works a lot. On my community, it won't work. So you need to know your community as well. It's not only the platform. If your community like this type of content, then stick to it because it's yours. That's what you created first. If you created different type of content and this one good, then stick to it, because if people like it now, they're going to spread and you're going to have more followers, more likes, more engagement on creating this type of content. Don't force your audience to like all this stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I really like this. And I post and it doesn't work because this is just my personal thing. It's not something a bit more global or that resonates with my community exactly. So it's quite complicated, but I definitely don't have a special niche unless it's like rollerblading and behind the scenes stuff, which perform a lot. I should do only this, for example. But I'm not.
You wouldn't. You have to enjoy it. You don't want to be pigeonholed. Yeah.
I would be way bigger on Instagram if I just do this and all the time. Like I've seen other people just doing like with the mobile, showcasing how you shoot with mobile and stuff. It performs so much because so many people want to shoot with the mobile. Like in some countries, that's all you can afford. And you need to do YouTube videos, you need to do Instagram, you want to be a content creator because everybody can now. You were born in India. Yesterday, you couldn't be in front of so many people in the US, in the UK, in Europe. Today it's possible. So,
yeah. How long do you know, and I know there's no rule, but, shorter content? I mean, what is your sweet spot for your audience? I'm just curious.
So I like what's best performing content is between 5 seconds to 7 seconds. But it will all depend on the spot, because some spot.
Wow, so short.
More. Yeah, it's really short. But some spot need more or deserve more than just this.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, we usually one shot, just one shot in 5 seconds is a good one. If it's like cuts, it's usually 7-8 seconds max. Because there's different things. Like when you create a reel and you go to 7 seconds, it repeats. So if it's a good reel, people are gonna watch it again. If your content is not good, then you should create under over 7 seconds. So
I see.
only watch it one time. But also you need the hook at the beginning, so people stop scrolling when they were scrolling to see your content, and then you need to keep them watching until the end. It's a bit like YouTube. You need to play the rules of the platform as well.
Yes, yes. And for you, the hook is, Rita running. I mean, there's just something about that
Yeah.
Where is she running? Who's she running from?
Exactly.
Where are we going?
Is she going? Yeah.
Yeah, where is she going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing to showcase a place, because without her running in front, as I said before, it wouldn't be the same. It's like it could be shot differently or accelerated, or it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a cool place, but
I mean, you get a little bit of this with amazing drone footage now, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like that. Do you use drones at all? Because I've seen some overhead stuff where you go over Rita's head, or maybe you're just on a ladder or something.
Sometimes I use like a tripod with a gimbal on top, and then the phone. So it looks
and you're
drone.
holding that.
Yeah.
Skating.
On skate. Yeah. Especially in Morocco, because it's forbidden to fly drones.
It is?
So, yeah, since 2015. And a lot of places are also like famous monuments and all that. It's really complicated to fly. So it's a good way to avoid that and still create this FPV style video.
Yeah. I'm curious about your skating. You said you were doing it professionally. What does that look like? I mean, is it competitions or?
Yeah, so that was competitions, skate parks, skating in the street as well to promote the brands I was skating for. I'm still a pro skater for Trigger Skates in Paris, which is a brand from Paris, and help him to design as well. I should have my pro skate soon, but it's been in process for so long because of the COVID. And so in China, they stopped the production, and then, it took so long, but it should come. It should come maybe in a year or two now. So yeah, and I've been skating skate parks, competitions all over the world. So it could be like Australia and China, US. That's how I started to travel.
And are these like skateboard parks, right? You're doing walls and all that, right? But you're just your legs are at like different angles, right? I'm not like, I know skate parks. I grew up skating and surfing, and I was on a team and everything. But how is it for rollerblading? I mean, how are you doing?
For me, it's a lot of slides. So taking rails, ledges, stuff like that. But there is also aerials, like over jump box and like wall rides, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to do. So basically we have like 1 minute, and we can do whatever we want during this 1 minute. It's like totally free. That's why I like this sport, is like this freedom of doing what you want and express yourself. Again, like creativity is a big part of it. So you invent. I have invented so many tricks. Like I did so many tricks before it came out on DVDs or VHS at the time. And yeah, so it's like really, really fun. You're like, okay, now we explored a lot. So it became a bit different. People are training now to do like double flips and all that. It's a bit like, a bit like skiing and yes, like BMX, it's like pushing as the limits are less creative. It's less creativity now. It's more like athletics and
Do you ever use it as like locomotion? I mean, like going out for a 5-mile blade run, roller. Like...
Not much, but I really enjoyed. There is the skates called free skates, and they have bigger wheels and they are really solid, and it's really cool to go around. I like it in big cities, for example.
Does Rita skate with you? Can Rita skate too?
Oh, it's funny because one of the first sport that she did as a high level was rollerblading as well, and
Oh,
but not skate park, like going around, like lapses.
oh, uh-huh.
This Portugal is really good for into the sport. They are the best in the world. They
Wow.
have the best
Wow.
in the world, and it's here, like in Lagos. And so she trained with the best, and then they wanted to put her in competition, and then she stopped. She was like kind of panicking
Yeah.
not to do competition. Yeah, but yeah, that's funny.
Uh,
She's good at skating.
it's interesting how the what you're doing with Instagram, where you have total freedom to make something for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, and the same thing with the skating. The competition's a minute, and you have so much creativity. You have total freedom. I imagine that's a really important piece of just to have that freedom is so cool. You got a bazillion followers. You're rolling on this, but what's coming for you, or what are you excited about? Shifting this in a way, or different kinds of shooting, or destinations, or yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
definitely destinations. There's a lot of places I've been wanted to go that I haven't been to, and there is also probably maybe some real estate. Like we want to invest in something, and it's again like creativity because we're gonna start from scratch and build up a place. And
Where are you thinking? I'm curious. Where are you thinking of
there is Morocco and there is Portugal
yeah.
and we're gonna explore more places. But yeah, we want to. I like also interior decor and especially being in Morocco a lot. You get to see amazing places. And
It's really true. Morocco blew me away. The design there, and it's incredible. Yeah.
yeah. So this also opened my creativity and Rita's creativity to do something after that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's also a step that's gonna come.
Have you been to Todos Santos on the Baja Peninsula in Mexico?
Yeah. No, I've been to Tulum. I didn't like. Basically, it's either you're in a village, El Pueblo, or you're on the beach. And on the beach, everything is expensive. And then on the village, it's a bit, I don't know, there's not much to do. And then if you want to cross from one to another, you pay like $15 every time you take a cab to a region. It's like $30. You can't find a place for less than $30 a night, and you sleep with cockroaches. So unless you have money, Tulum is really not cool, and they are killing the everything. Like the nature there is really really destroyed.
Yeah.
They had this amazing place underwater, like with all the caves
All
and
the reefs and yeah.
the cenotes and all that, and they just like there's so many tourists that everything goes into that, and the water is like getting really bad, and they
Oh,
are destroying the nature, like killing the jungle to build stuff. So it's
yeah.
bad. I thought that it would be a cool place like Morocco and stuff to work with some of the hotels or restaurants and go there sometimes because we would. That was our idea at the beginning is to like find 4 different locations around the world and then cross to go see the clients. Sometimes that was
Uh-huh. Yes.
me, but yeah, we didn't like Tulum. I didn't like Cancun even before going there. And when I arrived there,
Yeah, it's very dense. Yeah, yeah. I haven't been there in 15 years, but I know that they put an airport in and they were going to develop it, and they did.
too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, too much. Have you been into the US, like some of the, Northwest, or I'm just curious.
So I've been to Boston, to New York. I've been
Mm-hmm.
to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio,
Yeah.
uh, Phoenix,
Oh, wow.
San
You've been to a
Francisco,
lot of places.
LA.
Are you thinking that you obviously going to keep shooting destinations, but are you just hoping to like just build the following and just keep doing this for a few years, or change it up and just like base out of some place?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm like sometimes I'm where. where is this all going?
Yeah, yeah,
Some people have like millions of followers and then they stop from one day and like
yeah, yeah. It's not,
like
it doesn't mean anything having a million followers because if you're
oh,
not happy, like
yeah,
you just have to do
exactly.
something else.
So no, I'm really happy with creating content. I don't know, like that's some questions I was wondering with Rita. Sometimes I'm like, do you really want to be famous or like show your face or like being recognized in the street? That's not what I want. What I wanna create this vibe that people like, this momentum that they're gonna escape from their life and they're gonna be like, okay, wow, it was cool. I want to watch it again. This type
Yes.
of thing. But I don't want to put myself there. Like I this kind of interview I would never normally, but yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. That's why a lot of
Yeah.
people are, Adrian, why don't you do a YouTube video, like YouTube channel and talk and blah blah blah. But that's not my thing. I don't like to be in front of the camera. I like to be behind the camera, which is
Yeah, yeah. Well, I love the idea that you're really clear on what you're giving people, and just even if it's 7 seconds, it's they escape, they fantasize, they gives them something to imagine that's not
yeah,
their
exactly.
reality. It's beautiful.
Because I feel like a lot of people go to work, like they go early, they need to take transportation, they arrive late at home, they have the kids
Yeah,
and everything. It's something small, like boom, okay, and they feel out for just a few seconds, and then they are back to reality. But it's good. And the day after or a few days after, maybe they want to come back to this content or the new one to escape again.
yeah, and go to some of these places to go out in the world and explore and
Sure, and be becoming a creator as well. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
one of the next
So
steps, like I'd like to teach that, like because I've been doing this. It's a lot of process of understanding how to get there, and I would like to teach that to for people to also become like content creator, travel the world, and work with hotels, restaurants, and all that, and seeing beautiful places.
wow. So you would be interested in helping or teaching that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of people are like, oh, why do you want to teach them or explain? They're gonna take your job. But it's not like this. It's like there's
It
so much
tell me
place
about it.
for so
Yeah.
different creators
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
platforms. It's like we're talking millions and millions of people watching it every day.
Yes.
If it
Yes.
millions, so there is space for everyone,
Yes.
and what I'm gonna create at one place, it's different than what you're gonna create at the same place. It's like everyone has his own style, and then you develop this. You're pushing to the good side, and you're taking off the bad side, and you keep on evaluating this way.
Yeah.
And so it's never gonna
Well,
go in the same direction as me. So
you're pretty much describing my whole philosophy of teaching and everything I'm doing, and it was based on just helping people, and and everyone's going to make their things, and they're going to do it differently, and there's no reason not to share, and it's really worked for me. There's a lot, there's so much, there's so many people, there's so much out there for everyone. So. Well, maybe I'll circle back around with you and help you do a course or something because I know that this is it's a great life you're creating, and it's just got a great purpose, and it's inspiring, So I really appreciate what you do.
yeah, it's good. I love like hearing back from people because it's on Instagram. It's complicated because you create content, you put,
Yeah.
and there's a few people commenting, but that's it. Um, you don't really get that you reach that many people, for example.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
never really think of it, but like now I have like 200K followers. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All these
I'm,
people are watching sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious on your posts because we talked about the length of it, and I'm always posting stuff, and we do a lot of social. But how do you think about the actual words that you use? For you, they're well chosen, but it's pretty brief. I'm just curious, what's your approach to, like, obviously it's a visual and the words are supplemental, but how do you think about it?
Yeah, first of all, English is not my first language. I'm French, so it's for
Ah,
me it's complicated to go like okay deep into it, and I, my thing is like the video talks for itself. I
yes.
know I should work more on the description
Mm,
and develop and give more this authenticity and not on all that. If I really want to push it this way, or if I follow the gurus on Instagram, they would say,
yeah, they would say,
do
yeah,
this and that and that. But yeah, no, I just do it because it's the way I do. I don't know. It's simple, and I'm
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
laziness on this side, because I put
yeah.
so much effort on the video itself that I maybe not put enough in this after. But
And
yeah,
and
storytelling is really important.
and obviously when, the video goes viral, which is amazing, you never know, and it's nothing you're doing. It just happens to be that piece of content just hits, right? I
Mhm.
mean, there's no secret to this. It's just amazing content.
Well, well, I can see straight up if this is gonna perform or not on the platform, more or less. Like many times, I said to Rita, this one's gonna blow up on for her, and this one's not gonna work, and it's what's happening because I've been curating content before um, for Riyadh lovers, for example, the one I was talking about before. So it's all the Riyads in Morocco, and I need to find the content, so I know what's performing and what's not, and what doesn't. And it's really important for people to understand this first before content creation. So if you understand what's performing on social media and why it's performing, then you have the key to the success already. You have the key to the virality. And then you can create viral content. Of course, you need to work a lot on it, but
Yeah. What
and
are a couple of the what are I'm just so curious, like what are a couple of the benchmarks or things that you notice about content that speaks to wide audiences?
so there are a few. There is like being funny, giving a lot of value. There is the fact that you talk to like a really niche audience. There is the fact that it's you bring something to the table that people want to share as well. So shareable content
Yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah. Which
So
is
they
kind of your niche, right? I mean, that's what you're doing. Oh my God, look at this place. I can only imagine going there. I mean, you're not being funny,
yeah
certainly.
yeah there's a lot of people that save the place, so that's the good thing, yeah, definitely. But there is also the thing that people sometimes are like, okay, how did they film that, or did you see this content? I like it, but I don't know why. In their mind, it's like this. So
Ah,
share it like that. Or like if they are already planning on going to a destination and they see something good from the destination, then they will share to others, that's where I'm going to go. So
they own it. Yes, yes.
there's a lot going on in a travel niche. It's more like this, but in other niches there's a lot to do with value and adding something or emotions, like human being humans.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
lot, like okay, I can see that for my daughter, I can see that for my father, I can see that, and you then okay, you stick to it because you feel like okay, that's talking to me because as a human.
Yes, yes. Yeah. It's great that these are these are just part of being a human being. This is not, we
Yeah.
like to feel things. We like to see a reflection of ourselves. We like to hold up something that feels like us that we can share with other people so we can be seen better. It's not tricky. It's
there's
just
also
about
gener-
connecting with, yeah.
there's also generational content. Like,
Ah,
okay, this generation had a Game Boy, for example, and then they see Game Boy stuff or whatever, and they share it. It's like, so there's a lot of different level of human being human. It can be a generation, can be like being a father, can be uh, being at school, or it can be cultural. Okay, I
yeah.
was in France, so I had like this in the morning when I was younger. Like there's so many things that people can stick to because it's their culture, it's their
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
environment.
Yes.
But it's funny. It's the virality of some posts. It's like, wow, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this
What's the
guy
biggest
found the exact words of what I was trying to say. Like, and it's a quote. It's like, okay, this is what I was visualizing. Like the okay, this moment where I felt not good for or whatever, and this guy just put the words on it. Then you still want to share because you're like, okay, I got this. It's in you.
incredible, incredible. Well, listen, I so appreciate diving into this with you, and it's so exciting, and I just love watching what you're making, and I hope we can connect, and you can come to one of my workshops and shoot some content for us. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, why
Um,
not?
would love that. Um, anyway, well, listen, is there anything that I guess obviously we're going to share in the notes in the show notes your links to your Instagram account. Is there anything else that you would want to direct people to, or is it just mostly just follow Adrienne and Rita on Instagram? We'll put both of your links there.
Yeah, that's a good beginning already.
Awesome. All right,
Oh,
man. Well, listen, thanks so much for being here, and we'll
you're
be in touch
welcome.
for sure. And I made that video, and I'll share it with you what we're gonna do to promote our workshop. So, all right, man.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Take care and hope to see you
Okay. All
again.
right.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye. So, everybody, I just one quick thing before you go. On September 20th, we are releasing the 100th episode of this podcast, which I cannot believe I've done anything 100 times and I haven't missed one. It's been such a journey and it's been so cool. And I've had some amazing conversations. I've met some amazing people, writers, visionaries, thought leaders, artists, and it's just been such a privilege. And you guys have been here and sharing your ideas as well. And it's just been so cool. So anyway, we're doing this really cool episode. It's on comes out September 20th. Um, we're going to be diving back into some of the episodes, over these 100, some really cool conversations we've had. I've got an amazing guest that's going to be joining us for that. And then we're going to be looking at where we're going in the future. So again, as when I started this podcast, I didn't really know what it was going to be. But from doing it, from finding my way as I go, which actually became the theme of this podcast, I kind of know now. So anyway, I'll be sharing all of that and more on September 20th. So check that podcast out. That's going to be so great. We've got a little kind of cool contest thing going. If you go to artlifepodcast.com and you click on that little yellow bar and you let us know your favorite episode or the part of your favorite episode, preferably, like what about that episode you loved. I'm kind of using those to source the cool parts, like people are suggesting parts, and we're going to be giving away a really cool prize. We're going to pick someone's name out of the hat on that day. And we'll be giving out a really cool prize for that. So anyway, I can't wait to hear from you. Again, if you just go to arttolifepodcast.com, click on that yellow bar that says leave Nick a comment, you can record something, and we're going to be using those on the podcast. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you loved that episode with Adrienne. It's so cool, really just amazing. So check out the show notes and definitely follow him and Rita. They're just they're living the life, man. It's pretty cool. You guys, I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, bye.